need people to understand is that I love all the people out there who ain't never reported on nothing. Oh, man, you should have did it this way. First, you have to ask a series of questions to get answers. And now you come back with, okay, there are contradictions in the answer.
Mr. Roland Martin, he wasn't too happy with the response and some of the criticism that many YouTubers had. Listen, Roland Martin was destroyed, just eviscerated by many, many YouTubers about how he conducted that interview with our super mayor. Just destroyed. Hey, you didn't have any kind of research. You were very nice to her. And I say nice, you held her with kid gloves. You had no follow-up for many of the questions that she had, maybe the charity one, but you were more aggressive to Jason House. And I hope that, one day that you do apologize to Jason House, because you talked to him like he was the problem when the problem was right next to you, and you dropped that moment like that. As many people already said, he will never get that moment ever, ever again. He basically said the thing that we already were talking about the moment he was finished about just fact checking some of the things. Shout out to Nikita, Dr. Nikita, fantastic guest. She broke everything down to a point we didn't have to watch any more of the interview, which was amazing because she broke everything down from the salary that she wasn't honest with, the police detail she wasn't honest with, and obviously with the charity that she wasn't honest with, and how Roland just dropped the ball on all those things. Now he's trying to do catch up. He's trying to get back into that sort of secret squirrel meeting. I don't know if he's be accepted. I think I posted a link like, hey, do you think he should come back? He did a fact check, and I thought a lot of people were like, no, screw him. Let me show you what he said.
Last night on Roland Martin Unfiltered, I talked to the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, in an exclusive interview.
Let me know if that's too low.
About a variety of allegations against her. She's got national attention. A lot of critics out there with regards to how she's operated as the mayor of Dalton as well as the supervisor of Thornton Township. One of the issues we talked about was this charity, Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. Here's what I first asked her about the foundation. You have a charity that from the Attorney General's office, as I understand they sent a cease and desist letter to your foundation.
I don't know nothing about that. I'm not crazy. I'm not
You have
deranged.
Tiffany Henyard Cares, your foundation.
Why does she answer that way? I'm not crazy. I'm not deranged. That was a weird, like she was already telling on herself, like she already had guilt. Instead of just saying, because she's lying, whatever, right? Instead of just saying, no, that's not my charity. She was like, I'm not crazy. I'm not deranged. I listened to that again. I'm like, that was an odd way of answering that question.
The Attorney General's office hasn't reached out to you regarding your foundation?
So I want to set the record straight. I don't have a foundation. I am a supporter of anybody that's struggling with cancer. My mom had breast cancer, and I'm always push anybody that has that. If someone uses my name to push their charity, or if you say this is Tiffany t-shirt, people gonna buy it. Because right now I'm considered what? Clickbait. People make money off of my name by views. So you just say my name.
You say you don't have a foundation.
I do not. And that's why I tell everybody, go do your research. I'm not on anything.
Okay.
Now, again, the main theory is he was probably paid or there was an agreement. I understand that. But the idea that the man did not type her name into any kind of search engine. All the information was already available from the news websites, like the pages like Fox 32 Chicago talked about all of the things that he had questions. So he had the questions, and if he would have like took that question and put it into like Google search or YouTube search, it would have popped up reputable news sources, because he said this, guys. Let's post this real quick. He said this about all of us who question him about his interview style, his journalistic integrity. He was like, listen, guys, you guys are idiots. Play it real quick.
Understand is that I love all the people out there who ain't never reported on nothing. Oh, man, you should have did it this way. First, you have to ask a series of questions to get answers. And now you come back with, okay, there are contradictions in the answer.
Yeah, dude. Like we understand that. I know you're the journalist. We are just a bunch of nobodies. Cool, whatever. I'm a nobody. I don't have a problem with that. We have a question for you. What happened? What the hell happened to you during an interview, or at least before the interview, when you had the ability to look up the questions? Because of course you should have questions, but you should have follow-up to those questions, prepared questions of, hey, if this person says this, I can hit them with that. You didn't do any of that. You let her say ridiculous things and he just moved on. But Jason House, he said he had a little bit more heat for him. And the reason why also I put this screen grab, one thing about Roland I did not notice on his YouTube channel, he is very aggressive to the people in the chat. You know, the people that support him and watch his content, even if they don't agree with him, you know, because everyone who watches help him in some way monetarily. And you see right there, for all you dumbasses who question how I did the interview, now you fools know why I did this. So his stance is, this was all a play. I'm playing chess. She's on checkers. All the rest of you watching this on checkers. All the people criticizing me are playing checkers. I'm chess. I'm doing 4D chess over here. You idiots didn't realize how brilliant. I set this all up on purpose. And we're supposed to believe that. We're supposed to believe that that's what actually happened. Something tells me that's not how it happened. He came unprepared because he thought he was talking to someone that he agrees with, because again, homegirl is a Democrat does not mean I should treat her any differently than how he talks to conservatives, where he's very aggressive. He has all the research. He has all his ducks in a row when he wants to go after conservatives, but one of the most corrupt mayors in a very long time. And I'm sure there's other corrupt mayors, and we're going to be going after all of them as well. But such a corrupt person sitting right next to him. He didn't have that aggression, didn't have the research, but we're just a bunch of dumbasses. This is all a setup. Roland, you messed up, and you're trying to fix the situation. And come on, you know what would have been a better move for him, right? Like, you know what, guys, I messed up. I should have had more prepared when she came into the studio. You guys are correct. I should have did more. There's a lot of things she said on record that were completely wrong. Not I have questions. What question are you talking about? She's lied to you, dummy. We have questions. How it took you so long to realize this? That's the question we have. What happened? But fine, you try to correct this situation. But I love the fact in the comments, let's go back to the main video. I'll blow it up a little bit. The comments from the video, and they are not positive for Mr. Roland. Right here, the most popular one. It's not hard to understand. She uses this charity as money laundering scheme. She's crooked as a day is long and needs to be in prison. Joe and Mass. This was the most pathetic and unprofessional and unprepared interview I have ever seen. Roland never followed up to refute the obvious lies that corrupt politician was spewing. Deuce Santos. Now he's acting tough to an empty chair. Another one. Hee-haw. Confronting her with real facts would have been great to see. You dropped the ball. Shame. Dolan. You owe apologies to those you chastise in this female criminal's defense. And another one here. Hey, Roland, she played you, sir. And there's no way she's coming back. She used you for a purpose and got you. So yeah, in the video, he talks about, I have questions. I invite them back on the show. They're not coming back on the show. What are you talking about? Why would she come back? You had her there. In fact, I don't think she's gonna have another interview. I'm gonna bet this right now. I think she does not go on any more interviews. Anytime someone is going to try to talk to her, even if it's like an ambush type situation, Fox 32 comes with a mic and asks questions, she's going to say, talk to my lawyer. She's going to say, talk to my lawyer. I'm not going to talk to you. It's over. And some of the people that are on Roland's side, I guess fans are like, oh, look at Uncle Ro. Look how he did it. He set this whole thing up. The better setup would have been that he was prepared and had those follow-up questions to see what she would say. Not you received the information as if you already had it. You didn't. I know you didn't. And then all of a sudden, try to be the tough guy. I hope that he does apologize to Jason House. He deserves an apology. You did not respect him. You didn't treat him right. And also, if you guys watched the last video from Nate the lawyer, he announced that he will be interviewing Jason House. And I can't wait for that to happen, because I know Nate the lawyer will treat Jason House with respect and ask questions and let him talk and not interrupt him, unlike the Mr. Professional here. Because again, we never investigated anything. We're just a bunch of nobodies. He's the professional. And again, instead of saying, you know what, I screwed up, I'm sorry. It's the double down on the ignorance and double down on him being lazy and unprepared. So we'll see. We'll see. But he got played. Yeah, I agree. He got played. What else can we really surmise? Like, what else can we say? And again, being nasty to people that's on your chat and you're cursing them out, and you're calling them dumb. And I've been back and forth with commenters about certain things, but that never really works. You have to ignore it, or if you answer, if they're actually providing some kind of criticism. But to go back and forth and be aggressive, to be honest, this is another thing I've noticed too about some of the people who've been on mainstream TV, right? They've been on CNN, they've been on MSNBC or Fox News or C-SPAN. They've been on network TV. They come to YouTube and they believe that they're better than the dopey YouTuber that's doing this from home. They are the professionals. They went to the journalistic schools. They have the degrees, and they believe that they're above everyone else, right? Even though at this point, at least from my perspective, that many of the YouTubers that do independent journalism are way more trustworthy. And even if they are conservative or liberal, at least what it is. And they're doing it at a better pace and a better clip than the rest of these guys are. So I think that's what it is. I don't know if Roland checks out other YouTubers. I don't think so. He has this network. He does his thing. I don't think he checks anything. I'm sure he saw in the comments, and maybe he did a YouTube search yesterday and saw all the videos destroying him. Just going after him. And I was more going after Henyard about how she just blatantly lied, but they were like, Roland, you really messed up. The thing too that's really disappointing, he could have really been like the guy that again, he's the more recognizable face. He could have took this seriously, talked to people that are in Dalton who are trying to get as much attention to this situation as possible. And he could be that guy. He could go to Dalton. They'll treat him probably with more respect because he's at least a recognizable face. I don't think they're going to be able to, well, maybe, I don't know, the way the Dalton police are. But he can go in there and maybe open some doors that us YouTubers can't open. Or even the citizens of Dalton can't open. That he can open some doors and try to get to the bottom of this. And he just did what he did. Fell flat on his face. Gilly May says, I think some YouTubers are way more trustworthy and knowledgeable than the network worms. Yeah, I think, they're working for a company. Those corporations. Now you say Google is a corporation. YouTube has their restrictions and things that they push. I do believe that there's certain shadow bans of certain topics that don't get pushed in the algorithm. But at the same time, I think anyone with a cell phone can create something that millions of people can watch. You can reach millions of people with just your cell phone. And that bothers some of the network guys. I think it bothers the person that spent all that money on their degree. And then, they'd be working at these news stations. They're in the studio, the cameras are like $50,000, all this, the makeup, all this stuff. And a person, looking at a camera with a mic can reach as much people as they could, right? So Roland Martin has a 1.5 or 1 point something million subscribers, right? But Nate the lawyer has a better reach and a farther reach than he does, right? So that's the thing that they fight against. And this goes to network news, sports news. They think, well, we learned this to do this professional, and some YouTuber can't come in and expose. Well, I think so far, a lot of the YouTubers is the reason why this story is pushing as far as it did. And it's pushing even more. I think he got paid. It was so bad, it looked like he got paid. Either you got paid or you lazy. You either got paid or you lazy, or you have a blind allegiance to your party. All bad. Like all those options are not good if you're trying to be what you call ethical journalists. All of them are bad.